Now you'll learn about point groups and how to create them. We will show you how points are assigned to point groups, and we will use point groups to manage our points. Finally, we will export a point group to a file. From the Iowa City 0203 project, open the 0203 Manage Points Start drawing. We're first going to bring in some points to this drawing. Open the Point Creation Tools from the Home Ribbon tab. On the Create Points toolbar, click on the Import button. Browse to the Iowa City 0203 folder, and then from the Base Data subfolder, open the Survey Points Reduced CSV file. Select PNEZD, delimited as the file format. Then select Add Points to Point Group and create a new point group. Name the point group Survey Points. Click OK to import the points. Then close the Create Points toolbar. Change the drawing scale to 1 inch equals 40 feet. Review the points you've imported. You can see the trees that we used in the previous video, together with other points with different descriptions. You can see here that we have some boundary points and some spot heights. We're going to use point groups to organize and manage the imported points. In Prospector, expand the point groups. All of the points we imported belong to the Survey Points point group. Select Point Groups, right-click and choose New. In the Point Group Properties on the Information page, rename the point group to Boundary Points. Set the point style to Bound and the point label style to Elevation and Description. Now we need to define which points will belong to this point group. Select the Point Groups tab. Here you can select an existing point group to add the points from any other group to this point group. In this way you can create a hierarchy of point groups. Now select the Raw Desk Matching tab. This tab is actually showing the description keys we have defined in the drawing. You can see the tree description key that we created from the previous video. We can automatically add matching points for any description key to this point group. Now select the Include tab. Here you can specify criteria for points to be included in the group. With numbers matching allows you to type in a range or list of point numbers. Here we're adding point numbers 1 to 400. We can also select points from the drawing. With elevations matching allows you to select points based on an elevation range. With names matching would allow you to type in a point name. We don't have any points with point names added, so we cannot use this option. With the raw description matching allows us to specify a raw description of the points we want to include. This is perhaps the most useful option. Select this option, then type in the description bound star to match our boundary points. Click Apply and go to the Point List tab. You should see this now populated with all of the boundary points. With full description matching, we'll match points with their translated full description, which is set when using description keys. Include All Points will add all of the points in the drawing, which you can then filter by using the Exclude tab. On the Exclude tab you can see the same options, except any points matched here will be excluded from the point group. The Query Builder tab allows you to define a custom query or modify the result of an existing selection. You can see the query resulting from our include options. The Overrides tab allows you to override certain point properties for the points you've included in the group. Select Raw Description and in the Override cell type in Fence. You can also override the point elevations, style and label style. Now go to the Point List tab. The included points now show the raw description of fence instead of boundary. The Summary tab displays a summary of the choices you have made in the point group. Click OK to save the point group. You can see the points update in the drawing with a new style, description and label style. Now create another point group and name it Trees. Note that this point group has a style set to bound. Select the Raw Desk Matching tab and select the Tree Star Description key. Click OK to save the changes to the point group. When I select a tree point in the drawing and look at its properties, you can see it has a point style and label style explicitly assigned. In other words, it won't use the style from the point group. These styles were set by the Tree Description key. Create another point group, but this time name it Spot Heights. Set the style to plus and set the label style to elevation only. On the Include tab, use Raw Desk Matching and then type in a description of Spot Star. We also want to include our boundary points and trees, as these are also spot heights. So on the Point Groups tab, include these point groups. Review the point list to check that you have all of the points that you need. Click OK to save the point group. You can see that the points have updated in the drawing. The boundary points no longer include the description in the labels. Because we added them to the Spot Heights point group, they're now using the stars from that point group. The trees remain the same, as these have their stars controlled by the description key. In Prospector, select the Point Groups collection, right-click and choose Properties. The Point Groups shows a list of the point groups, indicating their hierarchy. Since Spot Heights is at the top of the list, any point in the Spot Heights point group will be displayed using that group's properties, even if it also belongs to another point group. Select the Boundary Points point group and using the arrow buttons, move it to the top of the list. Click OK to save the new order. Now you can see the boundary points are redisplayed with the stars from the Boundary Points point group. We can lock points in the drawing to prevent them from being edited accidentally. In Prospector, select the Boundary Points point group and right-click. On the right-click menu, you can edit points, lock and unlock points, export points and delete points. Choose Lock Points. You can see in the item list view the points are shown with a no editing symbol, showing that they are locked. Finally, we're going to export these points to a file. Select the point group, right-click and choose Export Points. In the Export Points dialog, set the format to PNEZD, delimited. Browse for the destination file. Create a new file in the base data folder called Boundary Points. Ensure that the export is limited to the Boundary Points point group. Click OK to export the points. Here you can see the Boundary Points CSV file open in Excel. Now that you've learnt more about point groups, in the next video we'll explore how we can edit and modify our points.